Thanks for joining us again here this week, Coach. I know it was a difficult weekend. A 14-0 loss to the in-state rivals, New Hampshire. People thought, okay, we're going back to a two-quarterback system. It's what the team knows, and they've been so successful over the last 5 years. But it's not that easy to just jump back into that system, is it?
No, it's an adjustment on kind of all parts. The play selection, what you're going to do. Both quarterbacks have strengths in different areas. One runs the ball very, very successfully and can throw the football. One is used to a drop-back scheme. So how do you mesh the two? And one of the challenges is to maximize your possessions. We all have about the same 8 or 9 possessions a game, but if it's 3 and out compared to 10 or 11, there's kind of an offset. So the comfort level operating your offensive system becomes challenging.
The running game, it was so successful the first 2-3 weeks, and you were among the top 2-3 teams in the nation in rushing. In the last 2 weeks, it's really been difficult to come by the yards on the ground. What are you trying to do to accomplish against a Columbia team that is number 1 against the rush?
Yeah, it's people crowd the front, crowd the box. Certainly with Nick in, we did a lot of running early on, and people realized that. And some of the stronger opponents that we played kind of locked in. Nick got beat up a little bit, and so we opted to go in a little bit different direction, which was productive against Yale. Obviously, not having that strong running game affected us as well. We're trying to get to a balance. And that will be the push this weekend.
And you mentioned the fact that 3 and outs compared to 10 or 11 plays, that imbalance causes problems down the road. UNH had the ball almost 39 minutes, but still only scored 14 points. And they even had one possession that was 10 and a half minutes, and they only advanced to the 40-yard line. Was the bend don't break offense philosophy a little bit too much bending, and were guys getting tired on defense, or what did you see out there?
No, you obviously you want to get people on the field and off the field as quickly as possible defensively, and then offensively prolong your possession time. But there are situations, UNH is a good and a very effective offensive group. They kind of pick you here and there. But to get people off the field, that is a push. If you don't want people to score.
Well, let's look at one of the bigger positives from the game. Davis Golick had a really good game punting the ball. His best game as a collegian, had over 43 yards on 6 punts on an average, and even when backed up against his own goal, the end zone, he got a punt off that was pretty good. It was low, but it was it was a good distance, and even though there was a good return, the defense responded for him and made a good stop.
Yeah, it's a tough outing when your player of the game is your punter. And he did a wonderful job for us, and his work at perfection in his craft is special. His strength and improvements in that area with Spencer Brown, our strength coach, has really been phenomenal. And the directional, he pinned people into the sideline. He got great hang time, so our cover teams can get under, and Sam McCorkle does a great job getting our guys down. But he did a phenomenal job, and the cover team knocking the ball down on the 1-inch line or inside the 10. So we're real pleased with him. We just like him not to punt as often.
All right, this week, we mentioned the Columbia Lions. Both teams 0-2 coming in league play. Both teams also had bigger designs on the season, I think. And, Columbia, it's strong against the rush, and their offense has been pretty balanced so far. How do you plan to attack the Lion defense and also keep them from using that balanced offense?
Going into the Columbia game, what we're looking for is offensive balance. Establish the run. Yes, they're a tough team and ranked nationally against the run, but also mix in the pass. And when I say mix it in, it's not just the control, but it's the intermediate as well as the long shots, and keeping people off balance. From a defensive standpoint, controlling and determining the time of possession. Field position is critical. The bend, you bend. Well, field position now reverts back to the opposition. You have a long field to drive offensively. So team football, and I keep saying that, we need to do a great job with special teams, which we've been productive thus far this season. We need to get people off the field defensively, and we need to possess the football and keep people off balance offensively. And that's really the charge for us this weekend.
All right, Coach. Well, good luck at Columbia in New York. ESPN Plus, Saturday, 1:30, Columbia's homecoming game, so Dartmouth fans could really help out the team by showing up in New York.